right, guys, no intro. Let's get straight into this. This is the 34, and I was doing a little crappie fishing here, and just kind of getting out there early in the morning one morning before I went bass fishing on Fork. And one of the things that I can tell you is that it doesn't seem that you have to have quite as much gain as you do on the 32 models. You're able to turn that gain down just a tad bit. I do notice that the fish separation around the trees and things like that, and even in the brush piles, it's better. No doubt it is better. I'm seeing some better definition of the limbs and things like that. Better definition of fish inside the piles. Is it enough to warrant switching from a 32 to 34? That's more of a financial thing where you may switch in there and you may switch. You may say that you can take that bunch. Now, if you've got a 32, and in my opinion, I'm not seeing a great enough improvement over how well I have it dialed in for me to say, hey, go out and buy this 34 to replace the 32. If you don't have one, absolutely go buy 34 this time, because there's much more leeway in terms of adjustments and updates and things that they can do. Right now, as you see, I've got it on a 58 gain. Now, that was because I just switched back from perspective mode from fishing earlier in the night, and we went over here and did a little crappie fishing. But notice that you still see all there's a lot of minnows and shad in the water right here. And when I switch it to the 68 gain right here, notice that you get a lot of the fuzz. So I didn't take a whole lot of time to fine tune this in, but what I'm seeing is, and the reason I included this video is to show you that 58 to 68, there is a large amount of difference. So maybe in certain situations, maybe it'll come down around 62, 63 in the gain. And that right there is going to help you, for the guys that really want that good, clear picture. That's perfect for them. And then the guys that are, that don't mind a little fuzz in the screen, which is myself, I like to see a little bit more detail. Therefore, the fuzz doesn't quite bother me as well. Definitely a little higher gain. So there's a little bit more flexibility in how you do this. But one thing that I've noticed in that crappie fishing is that the bait doesn't pop as much. You still see it really well, but the bait doesn't pop as much as it does with the 32. I noticed that everything is real indicative of the size of the return. If you see a bait, it looks small. If you see, because it is small, so it doesn't, you don't blow up and say, see a bait, and it looked really giant and popping like 32. Sometimes the size of the bait did not really match the return that you were getting. So I've noticed on the 34, there's a lot less, range in which you see things. 1 pound crappie look like 1 pound crappie. Baits that are small look small. They show up well, but they look smaller, and the returns on them doesn't quite pop as much.